Shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. That's what I want to say. In the face of adversity, you going to see who really for you, and you going to see who really not. And Jaylen Brown been standing sturdy for Kyrie this whole time. I think it's a beautiful thing to see, especially for the youth, that you don't just turn your back on your brother like LeBron did. Not for money, not for position. We have to get to a point where we can't be bought. And we supposedly live in a free country. Whether you believe something that I might think is totally crazy, like you might be super spiritual and maybe you believe in the sun or something like that. If I don't believe what you believe in, I don't dislike you. I just don't believe what you believe. And when you're dealing with us, the culture, Black Americans, who we understand historically we've been lied to. So it's hard to just take everything that we're told and be like, all right, man, that's the truth, or to not look into different ideas or research or theorize about different things and perspectives, especially historically, because we can see things that happened 5 years ago that we were there for, but the story is told different today. So we can see how history is skewed in a short amount of time. So we can only imagine the long periods of time. And then when things come out like government involvement in Martin Luther King's death, and them recording his phone, like it's just so much stuff in history that we've come to learn that has been hidden, different inventions, patents, our story before slavery. So Kyrie has the right to view different things, to research different things, and to take all that information and come up with his own perspective on how he feels. Now, we've all watched Kyrie, and we know he doesn't hate anyone. Kyrie just is about spreading love. Kyrie's about questioning current ideas, doing deeper research, and whether we agree or disagree, it's not a bad thing. He could be out here, you have kids out here shooting up blocks. You have people on the internet arguing constantly and trying to fight each other and trying to tear each other down. All Kyrie wants to do is become more spiritually in tune from what he says. He wants to be a beacon of light, and he wants his people to view themselves in a positive light and to be painted in a positive light. So that's really what I see from Kyrie's overall mission. And Jaylen Brown sees that. He's been around Kyrie. This was one of his teammates. That's something that I hadn't even thought about when thinking about all of this. Like, just like LeBron, Jaylen Brown was his teammate. And he's just standing up for a guy that he knows that to the core, he's just a good guy. And he's just searching, reflecting, and he's just doing it before the world. A lot of people go through these phases, especially in our community, and there may be a communal disconnect because there's a lot more things made clear culturally as far as history. Like, say you might be from Poland, and your great grandfather, when they came over here and how they were established, and stuff like that. For us, for many of us, I'll say, it's not that. So it's just, it takes a different process, and that may be the disconnect. It's just so culturally different, and Black American culture and other cultures, that the understanding isn't there. And then I think a lot of people within media have been, I'm not going to speak on the roots of maybe anti-Black sentiments, but I just, even from small things, like you'll see with ESPN, they'll post a picture and they'll try to post the least flattering picture of like a Black athlete. And that's purposeful, so it's just subtle things like that. But if you don't pay attention over a period of time, you'll think like, oh man, that's just coincidence. But just something small like that, like just look at that. So there's a lot of people within media, as far as journalists, reporters, and stuff like that. So we're just constantly painted in a way that doesn't push the culture forward. And you need brothers like Jaylen Brown to stand up when one of us is being torn down, because everybody doesn't have the best intentions, and sometimes people will use situations where you kind of backed in the corner to, say if they are already anti-Black, okay, this is a situation where they can hide behind this, but they're really just expressing something that they already wanted to express. And I see a lot of that going on, and it's unfortunate. In 2022 going into 2023 that we're still at that point. But Nets owner Tsai, when he was asked if Kyrie Irving would be back on this road trip, and then he was saying that he still has a lot of work to do as far as Kyrie. And I think it was something said that he didn't apologize until he got suspended. Again, he apologized. Everybody knows that he isn't anti anything. And as many have expressed, the list is overkill. It's really just about putting Kyrie in front of the world, as they used to do in slavery times, and beating him in front of the plantation, so nobody else gets out of line. It's unfortunate, and I hope legal action is taken, and I hope righteous judges that I hope righteous judges are put in position if there is a legal case brought forth where there isn't a conflict of interest. So we shall see how this thing plays out, but salute to Jaylen Brown.